Hey everybody, Aiden here from Aiden's Aquatics, and today I'm going to be telling you guys how to make a ZOA garden that looks better than mine, what I've done wrong with my tank, what I would change, and what I'm going to change. So stick around. Thanks. So the easiest way to have a good looking reef tank is to use color theory. So you can see my green pallies there next to the orange ones are looking a lot better than these brown ones here, in general because they have color, but also because they complement each other's colors. And you can see, as I'll pan the camera around in a little bit, that I have used color theory a lot throughout this. I put the reds next to the greens and the blues next to the reds in order to make the colors pop more. So my biggest regret with this tank is putting these brown pallies here on the front of this rock. They totally exploded, and you can see on the far left there, that's another hunk of those that I've already taken off and put somewhere else, and they're just going crazy. And I'm gonna have to do some extensive work, masonry here, chiseling off these brown pallies on the front because they're just totally detracting from the whole look of the rock. So my favorite ZOAs are probably my Rastas, my Magicians, and my Utter Chaos here. I also really like the Goblins on Fire, but they're getting kind of crowded out by a very fast growing red zoanthid that I'm gonna have to do some fragging of as well. I got a bunch of new frags of zoanthids that I'm going to be putting on a new rock and making more of a high-end ZOA garden. As you can see here, these are all in my frag tank, and that's a video that's going to be coming out soon. So tip number 2 is making sure that you give the ZOAs enough room. It'll take some will take 3 months and some will take a year to grow and cover up 3 or 4 inches of rock, but once they meet, one is going to overtake the other, as you can see in this tank. And these red ones here are totally overtaking these yellow and orange ones, which is really sad to see. I'm gonna have to do a lot of work there. Make sure that you put the smaller ones in the front and the larger ones in the back, meaning like polyp size. Also make sure that you put a good amount of space in between each one. So those are my mistakes that I've made with this reef tank. I'm happy with how it's turned out, but it's definitely time for me to do some fragging on this rock. It's just going to be a very tedious thing since I'm going to have to pull out this entire rock, which probably weighs, 10 pounds, and then having to remember where each ZOA is, each color ZOA is, and frag them after they've all closed up. So I'm not looking forward to that, but I am going to be putting out a video on it and building a high-end ZOA garden with the Magicians and the Rastas and the Fire and Ice, Goblins on Fire, Utter Chaos, and a couple others. Thanks for sticking around for this video. And just to recap, the first tip is make sure you don't place corals that you don't like, I suppose, right in front center of your tank, because that's what you're going to be looking at the most. Don't put large zoanthids in the front of your tank, because they're going to overshadow the smaller ones if you put them in the back. That's what I did with my Rastas, and I kind of messed up there. Make sure you utilize color theory, which is very important. It'll definitely make your corals pop more. And make sure you give each ZOA enough space to grow out, because over time they will definitely meet and one will kill off the other. So thanks for sticking around, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys could like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.